Hello everyone, we are joined here today by Cadi Lambert from British Canoeing, one of the finalists for the Diversity and Inclusion Award at this year's Sport and Recreation Awards. So hello Cadi, nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you.
So can you tell us a bit more about British Canoeing and your role?
So British Canoeing is the national governing body for all paddle sport in the UK, and that includes canoeing, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding. And I work in the recreational team, so encouraging more people to get into paddle sport. And my focus is on getting more diversity in paddle sport, particularly running the She Paddles initiative.
Oh, okay, that's great. And can you tell us why you entered the awards this year and a bit more about the initiative itself?
Yeah, we entered because we're just really actually proud of what I want to say what we've achieved, but actually just what female paddlers have achieved in the last few years. Because a few years ago, along with a lot of sports, we really realised that we were a long way behind with our female membership, and that although we've tried for years to change that, we weren't getting very far, and that's why we started the She Paddles initiative, and we started with consulting with female paddlers and coaches at all levels to find out what barriers they thought there were. And then we got our first 10 ambassadors. This is the third year we've had 10 She Paddles ambassadors. We then also applied for some funding from Sport England for a really great project, the She Paddles Club Champion project. And that has sort of doubled the efforts that we've made, and that's why we wanted to put in for the award, because we've now got 100 women and girls who are training up to become coaches and leaders in paddle sport and become the role models for the future. And there's just so many fantastic people out there working really hard, and we are seeing a change in our membership, and it's wonderful to see.
So what results have you seen from this initiative and from She Paddle?
Well, we've been really heartened in the last year or so. So when we started a few years ago, our membership was 27% female. And it's taken a while to see a difference, to the point where you sort of start to worry that you're not getting it right. But then in the last year, that's shifted to 34% female, which is obviously still 16% of what we want eventually. But we also saw last year, during the pandemic, when people were able to get out again, of the new members that joined us, 40% of them were female members, which was a real boost for us. So we're starting to see a change, and we're just so excited to keep that momentum going, and just make sure that all women know that paddle sport is the space for them.
Okay, and what is the importance of getting women especially to get involved with this?
It's more about them knowing that it's their space. So it's what we've found is that over the years, there's little tiny barriers that are in place, and they may be within the sport, or they may be more about society, but they're in place. And although they're not obvious to everyone, they are stopping women staying in the sport. We know they come into the sport, but then they leave. So the important thing for us is to work out why they're leaving and keep them there, really, and just make them know that it's so welcome for them, that we will have the kit ready for them, that we will have the support ready for them, and that there is this just wonderful community of people that they're joining.
So it's not just about kind of like the exercise and getting involved, it is about the mental health kind of side of it as well, and kind of boosting them that way and giving them the confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the thing that we've learned, one of the biggest learnings we've had, is that women thrive in these supportive communities. And so it is about mental health, it's about the social aspect, it's about forming groups. We've got a Facebook community called the Women's Paddling Community, and any women who are starting paddling, who've been paddling for ages, they all come in there, and it's just great. You see someone ask a question and they sort of go, look, it may sound stupid, but how do I do this? And everybody jumps in and gives them support and gives some advice, and that's just such a lovely thing to say. So I just think that sense of community, the mental health aspect of exercising, but also being in nature on the water, is huge. So there's just so many benefits of paddling.
There's so many elements that add into it to make it such a great initiative.
Yeah, absolutely.
How has the pandemic this year and last kind of affected that? Because obviously people can't get outside and paddle and everything.
It's been I was going to say difficult, but it's just made things different. We've had to run the whole project differently. We've got all these wonderful people there who are wanting to make a change, and so we just had to refocus. So we are still looking at getting them trained up to take the award, but we've had to shift the timeline of that a bit because they've obviously not been on the water as much. But what they've been doing instead is doing a diagnostic tool on the paddle clubs that they're members of, and sort of picking up any issues within their club and working to change them to make them really welcoming places for everyone. So although the focus has been different, it's been, I think, just as effective.
That's great. Oh, it's really great to hear. And obviously, important question, what would it mean for you and your team to win this award on Thursday?
It would mean a huge amount for me because I feel like I'm just being the voice for all of these female paddlers who have just made this difference. So for me to be able to tell them all, you've done this, you've won this award because of the work that you've put in and the changes you've made in paddle sport to make it such a welcoming place for everyone. That would just, that would mean the world.
Oh, great. And what was your reaction when you heard the news that you were a finalist?
Oh, I was so excited. I put in the application and then clicked send and was really worried I hadn't done it justice. I hadn't done all these people justice. And so to hear that we were made the finalists and to be able to tell our current ambassadors that, the work they were doing and everything, we've made it to the finals of these wonderful awards. Like, it's just great, really excited.
It just makes a difference, doesn't it? All the hard work that you've put in is like being recognised and everything. That's absolutely fantastic. And where can people find you on social media and online to find out more about British Canoeing?
So they can go to all of our social media at British Canoeing. We also have Go Paddling, so at gopaddling.info website. So for anyone wanting to get into paddle sport, there's loads of information on there, which is really great. But yeah, head to the British Canoeing Facebook and Instagram. You'll see so much about the different schemes that we've got running, including all of the she paddles work.
That's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So all that there is left to say now is best of luck for Thursday, and thank you so much for your time today.
Hey, thank you.